This one here doesn't say the dimensions, but it doesn't hurt to call. You know, what's the and they're nice about it. They're used to this. They're not gonna say, hey, why you know, if it's semi, you know, why are you calling? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get on the phone and show you how this works. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to find semi truckloads that can fit in a box truck. You know, everybody's looking for straight truck loads. You know, they're all looking at the same boards. They're looking for box truck loads. But if you can separate yourself from the pack, you're going to be able to find more loads. Okay, I'm going to sort these out by offers. So what I usually do, I go look for offers. Make sure you set your weight and your height on a thing so the loads don't, you know, you don't get too many loads that are overweight. As you can see, this is $3,200 for 2,200 miles, 3,000 for 24 miles or 2,400. This one's decent. It's $3,000 for 1,400 miles. It's over $2, but it's going to Miami, Florida. You know, good luck trying to find a good load out of there. You need at least $1,000 extra in case you got a deadhead out of Florida. So what we're gonna do, since we're looking for semi loads, I usually go to deadhead, you know, to rearrange my loads. But since we're going to look for semi loads, we're gonna put it at, you know, set it up by the length. Let's see, do that again. Okay, so we have this set by length. These that don't have any kind of footage, most likely it's a full semi. But if you look around here, you see 2 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet. All these are semi loads, but these are loads that can fit in a box truck. Okay, so what you want to do when you click on these things, you know, my box truck holds 10,000 pounds. That's 8,000 pounds here. It's 8 feet. You can definitely fit it in a 26 footer. They're looking for a semi. A lot of these shippers, they only want a semi. Okay, so you know, they might tell the broker, hey, you know, I only want a semi. So when you call them, they might say, hey, you know, we can't put it, the customer requests this. Or at another thing, at the same time, brokers only want a semi when they want to lowball you. Okay, so they'll figure, you know, some semi will tag along, you know, put this in the back and for a cheap rate, and that's why you see them, you know, as semis. But a lot of these loads, I say about 40-50% of these loads, you can fit them in a box truck. All you have to do is call. You know, people are scared to call, but if you call them, they'll tell you. They'll say, hey, let me check, and I'll show you how it's done. And what you can do is look in the comments over here on the right, and usually it'll tell you to say this is 108 inches tall. You know, that's why they want the semis. It's 105 inches tall, which is more than the truck. So always know your truck measurement. When you measure before you call these people, make sure you know your measurement. Okay, here's the back of a box truck. All right, as you can see, there's about 4 inches here, about 2 or 3 inches here on the side. So if your truck is 98 inches on the inside, it's definitely not 98 inches on the door. Okay, so make sure you measure from here to here, from bottom to the top, and with the door open. Okay, because when you open the door, there's going to be a few inches hanging, so that's going to lower. So if it's 100 inches inside the truck standing up, it's probably going to be like 96, 94 inches going down. And a lot of drivers do this. A lot of box truck drivers, they'll go pick up a load and they don't fit because they're going with the inside dimensions. So unless you have swing doors, measure it from here to here, from here to here before you call them. And look on the side. This one here doesn't say the dimensions, but it doesn't hurt to call. You know, what's the and they're nice about it. They're used to this. They're not going to say, hey, why you know, if it's semi, you know, why are you calling? Matter of fact, I'm going to get on the phone and show you how this works. This is a semi truckload. What I'll do is I'll hover over this, click the number. This is Richmond, Indiana, going to Norfolk, New England. I'm on hold. Hey Ryan, how you doing? I'm calling because I want to see if I can fit I'm calling about the load from Richmond, Indiana to Norfolk, New England, to see if I can fit it on a 26 footer. It's a Oh, I'm sorry, Nebraska. Not a problem, man. Thanks for your time. Have a good one. All right, it's real simple. He has it covered, but he said, yeah, it could fit into a box truck. A lot of people ignore this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them too. If you look here, these are all semi truck loads, and if you can fit them in a box truck, why wouldn't you call? Why wouldn't you do that? The guy just covered it. I mixed up. Let me try one more before I hang up. This is another 8 footer. This is going to Michigan, from Sterling, Michigan. No, we don't want to do that. Let's say New York to Chicago. There's nothing in the notes. It's 3,600 pounds, 8 feet. This is another semi. They have an email. Don't be afraid to email them. Email them and tell them, like, hey, I have this. This is my truck dimensions. I'm looking for this load. Do you have? Could I fit this in a box truck? And they'll tell you. They'll say either yes or no, and they're always nice about it. I mean, they're always going to be polite. So let's try another one. This is 10 foot. Excuse me, 10 foot going to East Aurora, New York. It's 1,200 pounds. Let's give this a try. We'll call these people here. Let's see if we can get the. Oh, well, this one's already listed as a box truck. Sorry about that. Let me find another semi load. This is going to California from Arbor, Michigan, Ann Arbor. This is Global Trans. This is 10 feet. This is a partial for a semi, 1,500. Of course, we're not going to do this, but let's give them a call. See if we can get this semi load into a box truck. I'm on hold. I hear the music. He has been on hold too long. Let me see if I can find somebody else. Here's another semi-load, 10 feet, 5,000 pounds. 2 U boxes. I usually don't take U boxes. I mean, these are good to put. If you have the right dimensions, you can put these on the back of another load and add them. But I'm going to call them here. This is a partial. This is for a semi, so it's probably. Well, let me get something else. I mean, you can definitely fit those in a box truck. This is 10 foot. That's off the board. 10 feet, 2,000 pounds. This is a box truck load. This is a van load, 11 feet. This is another email. 12 feet, 7,000 pounds. This is going to Jersey from Findlay, Ohio. Let me call these people, see if we can fit this semi-load into a box truck if they're willing to do it. Hey Jason, how you doing? I'm calling about a load and picking up in Findlay, Ohio, going to Carlsbad, New Jersey. It's a partial. I was wondering if you can fit that into a straight truck. It's been covered. All right, man. Thanks for your time. Have a good one. Yeah, so that one's been covered. I mean, as you can see, they're not rude. They're not gonna yell at you for asking for, if you can fit this stuff in a box truck. It was probably a box truck that picked it up. So, if you could do this, you're definitely gonna get extra loads. I found a lot of loads like this, but the most important thing about doing it this way is that you need to know the dimensions of your truck and make sure, because a lot of times when these semi loads, it could be 12 feet and or it could be up to, I've seen up to 20 feet. It could be one pallet, one big giant piece of machinery, And then when you go to pick it up, and then you have like an inch or two that it won't fit in. So you have to measure. Again, let me show you the picture. Measure the stuff at the door. This happens all the time, man, with box truck drivers. They get to the place, you know, they think they have 101 inches on the inside, but when they come to pick up the piece or whatever it is, they can't get it through the door. So make sure you measure this before you start looking for semi-loads. Look for this right here, and measure it from here to here. Don't measure it from the end to end, because then you're going to be short. But you know, if you have the measurements, and then once they say, hey, yeah, you know, we can put this on a box truck, make sure you get all the dimensions, write it down, and make sure you have another screen open to see what your dimensions are. And if they can put it on a box truck, go ahead, man. And the good thing is they're getting semi money for these loads. So when you go to negotiate, you're able to get your $2 because they're getting semi money anyway, and you're giving them a dedicated truck to, you know, take this load straight through. So don't be scared to call these semi loads. I mean, I've never had anybody say, hey, you know, screw you, why you know, calling. They don't get mad at all. They're real polite. They say, hey, well, let me see. And sometimes they'll even call the shipper. They'll put you on hold and say, hey, let me call the shipper and see if he'll take a box truck, you know, if we can put it in a box truck. And a lot of times they do, a lot of times they don't, you know, they just want a semi for whatever reason. But, you know, this is a great way to get extra loads. While everybody's looking at the box truck loads, you're trying to get semi loads that fit into your box truck, and which means more opportunities for you. So I'm going to stop this here. And if you have any questions, just let me know.